seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time viewing the channel, it is a small tech community, real tech for real people. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like what you see today. This video will be on the LG Z9. It's an 88-inch 8K OLED, one of the largest OLEDs ever made, and it was viewed at Value Electronics in Scarsdale, New York. You'll see all information about them as I speak. We've done videos with them. So far, we've covered the Z9G from Sony, 8K, and we were one of the first people in the country to have hands-on with the Sony 950H, which is huge for a channel of this size. So very special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn, and please check out their amazing store in Scarsdale, New York. Now, to the LG 8K Z9. It is basically the Bugatti Lamborghini of displays. So while we cover real tech for real people, sometimes we like to cover the really outlandish displays. The LG Z9 is about $30,000 at launch. I'm not sure what the price of it is now, but it is the largest OLED. Robert and Wendy were the very first people in the country to actually have one in store to view. They've sold several of them at $30,000 each. It is absolutely amazing. Now, being in their store has a Z9G at 85 inches right next to the Z9 8K. The idea was to sync them both up and compare them. The challenge is the Z9G is not calibrated. The LG Z9 is calibrated. I did not want to put it against the Z9G unless the Z9G was calibrated and I could sync them up with actual 8K footage. The LG does have 8K. What you're seeing here today, even though it's filmed in 4K, is actually 8K. It's filmed in 4K. But is 8K visible? Which so many of you guys have been asking. We on the channel, we all have very similar opinions on 8K. Is it too soon? There is no 8K content. I think unless you're a creator or a filmmaker like Jennifer Gala, shout out to Jennifer, who is on the channel, who actually makes 8K films, there's very little reason to have 8K just yet. However, when you see 8K on an 88-inch OLED and your face is to the screen, the camera filming this will be right to the screen. There is no degradation of picture. There's no pixel. It's just crystal clear. It is full 8K HDR, which is absolutely stunning. What I find most amazing about the LG, and I know people are going to call me out on this, seeing it next to the Z9G, due to the contrast ratio of the OLED looks as bright, which is incredible considering the Z9G is 4,000 nits. Now, the specs on the Z9 are not something that I can look up from ratings.com or Vincent or anybody else. They've only previewed these displays, so I'm not sure what the nits are on the OLED. I doubt they're even 1,000 nits, but to see them next to each other, it is amazing how bright that the OLED looks. Now, the Z9G is in the corner. It's a little bit darker. The OLED is actually in a bright environment. Though it's beside it, you'll see some reflections from the windows and the skylight. Keep in mind how bright the OLED looks, even in this bright environment. It is absolutely stunning. The Z9G is about 3 inches thick. The Z9 is as thick as any other OLED. But seeing the Z9 and then comparing it to the A9G, which is behind me in the store at 77 inches, there is little talk about how far OLED can go. The A9G behind me in the store is absolutely stunning, as well as the C9, which is the wallpaper, is also beautiful. So there is some discussion we'll have to have in the future on no matter how great OLED gets, have they hit a wall? Same with LED. So does that leave us to micro LED and mini LED? But we're going to go to the footage right now. Again, special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn. Beautiful displays, beautiful store. Check them out. Check out their website. Let's get into the footage and we'll talk throughout the footage. But it is absolutely amazing to sit out there and geek out in front of a display like the Z9. Here we are in store, looking at the 88-inch Z9. As you can see, the windows and skylight in the reflection. So we're in a bright environment. You can see the HDR moniker up in the corner. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. This is your typical, full screen demo material. This is LG's specific 8K wallpaper, demo material for them, designed for them. Now, just notice the detail, the black level, and just the complete lack of any real black crush. But the detail, obviously off angle, showing you the side of the Z9, which is as thin as any of the other OLEDs in the room, even at 88 inches. Now also keep in mind 77-inch OLEDs were nearly 16 grand in 2016 and 2017. And they maxed out at 77 inches. There is an A9G that you saw in the corner. Going back to the thickness, that's a Z9G to the left. And the base is larger, like all other OLEDs. Now, filming it in 4K, at this moment, I'm probably about 5 feet from the display. The black level is absolutely stunning. Now, here we go, as we get closer, the detail of the people walking. The camera is right up to the screen. I mentioned before about it looking as bright as the Z9G. It's clearly not as bright as the Z9G or anywhere near close. It's just that the thought of it looking nearly as bright is amazing due to the contrast. So perception. Ridiculously, the birds to the left. Now, if this was in a Magnolia with a completely dark room, it would be absolutely stunning. You're seeing the glare, which is unavoidable. Now, the granular of the sand, the detail. My jaw was completely on the floor. It is absolutely amazing. It looks like it's painted on the screen. Now, OLEDs at times can look a little bit flat with HDR, but this has that three-dimensional look. Look at that black level. Oh, just lost it. These demos are pretty quick. Now, we wish all 8K material would look like this. Obviously, this is an 8K specific demo, but it shows you that there was 8K content. We have a different opinion on it. Off-angle viewing again. Now, watching a movie on it was pretty spectacular as well. Just unfortunately cannot show you that due to copyright. And also, this LG was calibrated by them. Every display in the store is calibrated except for the 950H, which is brand new, and the Z9G. The price of this display right now is still $29,000. Look how clear, even up close. A display of this size would look, you'd actually at 4K, you would see some pixels. And in those panning shots, absolutely no judder. An amazing detail. You'll see the black level again coming up with the crab. There isn't an LED that can get you there. Absolutely stunning. Now, we hope to get there and see also the new CX models, whatever they have coming out. But in this store, they have the Z9G, the A9G, 950G in a frame. They also have the C9 wallpaper. The 950H is the lowest end display in the store. I love this demo coming up with the clock. Look at this, the image of the people, unreal. And here's the clock, just the detail, how majestic. All right, guys, thank you so much for previewing the Z9. Take care.